Well, it's electrifying to walk into the building and see all the history.
Walk up to the mic, please.
Electrifying to walk in and see all the history, and the president was great. He was very cordial. Spent a lot of time with us in his office. It was just a very special day.
Any comment about Carlos Beltran not showing up?
A couple of guys had family issues and spring break, and so we didn't really review that with him.
Well, he said it was more about Puerto Rico.
Well, that's something you have to talk to him about.
Can you talk about what this means for the city of Houston in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey?
Well, as we talked about, the president talked about it a lot. The city really rallied behind it. The players really rallied behind it with the Houston Strong, and I think it just united the city in a very bad time and gave them something to be cheerful for. We saw people sitting out in their driveways with their TVs running off a generator watching the game. So it was a big uplift for the city at a time when we needed it.
Can you get used to Houston being in the AL instead of the NL? I mean,
we're in the AL. We're there to stay. I don't think we're moving anytime soon, but that came with a deal, and I'd said at that time we had to beat everybody to win the World Series, and we did it.
You said that one of the reasons why the players weren't here is that it also includes Carlos Correa while he wasn't here today.
I didn't check in with the guys on who was here and who wasn't. I got here in a different way, so we can address that later.
Not the first president you met with. The previous one was someone you knew. Did you get to have any conversations with President Trump? Did you appeal to him in any way as someone who is engaged politically beyond the next election?
I'm very neutral on the politics, so I've been with the Democratic presidents and the Republicans before, mainly in the golf environment, but I'm very neutral. I didn't deliver any messages whatsoever.
Gonna golf with this president?
I haven't been invited yet, but I would love to do that. I'll give him a run for his money.
Josh, can you just to go up there
Go
for
ahead.
Jersey to President of the United States? What's this moment like? Was it rank for you as far as
You hear honor a lot today, but it is a huge honor for me to not only be able to share this moment with my teammates, but to come in here and visit our president in such a historic building in the White House. And anytime you can get a chance to come and do something like this, it's going to be a great time. And for me, being a huge history buff, it was always all about me getting to experience the whole thing and meeting our president. So very honored and very excited to be here.
Did the team ever consider not going to the White House?
Not from what I heard, no. I heard right out of the gate that we were all going to go, and some guys would go, some guys wouldn't. So everybody has their own way of how they want to handle things, and that's the way that they want to do things, and we're all for it.
Will that affect your team on the field?
Not at all, not one bit. I don't think so. This kind of thing doesn't come into baseball at all. We worry about winning every night, and that's what it's going to continue to be.
AJ, you took part also in getting the president to Jersey, so thoughts about what that meant to you to do that.
Oh, it was great. I mean, obviously, we go to a lot of different places. We got to do a parade. We got to experience some stuff with our fans. To walk into this building was pretty intimidating, to be honest with you. We're just as out of our element of anything that we get to experience. So a lot of smiles on a lot of faces. We enjoyed our time. I got to celebrate again the 2017 team. Get these guys back to spring training. We got to work out tomorrow and get towards 2018. But we'll remember this similar to how we remember a lot of the things that have come out of the championship.
You talked many times about turning the page, but today you didn't mind not turning the page for a minute, right?
Yeah, no, today was very special. I mean, there's one team in sports, in our sport, that gets to come every year, and we'll forever remember this.
AJ, he's a big baseball fan. Did you get to talk a little bit before?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, he entertained us in the Oval Office, and we got a chance to shake his hand and talk a little bit. And we know he's a Yankee fan, so we didn't apologize for beating his favorite team. But it was fun to have some interaction.
Hey, can you elaborate on the never settle?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when you win, and in our sport, no one has repeated since 2000. And so never settle for us is just a very obvious way to keep our mindset in the right direction. The organization has created a great campaign to make sure that we keep our heads on straight, and we realize that if we want to experience all this fun stuff again, I mean, we had players going on TV shows and doing autograph signings and getting parades and riding in different parades all around the country. That's all fine and good. If we want to do it again, we can't settle for what we did last season. We need to move forward into next season.
AJ, you knew what the goal was at the beginning when you got here, to be here in this moment, standing next to the White House doing a press conference. That's kind of crazy.
Pretty incredible. When Jeff hired me and said, he said at my opening press conference that he felt like I was going to be the manager when we won the World Series. He's brilliant. I mean, he was right. And So for that, I'm forever grateful, and all these experiences come out of this are new for us. We don't have a lot of experience in this. Now we do. We want to build on it. We want to be a perennial winner. Jim and Jeff have both supported that on the field. We let us do our job on the field and set the high expectations that we have, and we're going to try to go prove it again.
Did you get a chance to see the jersey? Maybe it was a 45. Do we know? And if so, how's Garrett Cole feel about that?
No, I think it was 17. It was number 17.
Yep.
Yeah, it was number 17, which I think Lance Berkman is the last one to wear the 17.
Hey Jay, you made a point. You mentioned the diversity of the team and the makeup, and how you guys all come together, which is part of what America's at as well. I assume you did that intentionally.
Yeah, it's just, for us to describe the Houston Astros, there's so many different ways you can describe it. We have the way we're built, we have the way we play, we have the way we interact, and we have one of the most unique superstars in the big leagues in Jose Altuve. We have one of the biggest personalities in Dallas Keuchel and Justin Verlander, and the list goes on and on. And the World Series MVP is a different guy. And we have, Josh Reddick, who signed to come to Houston to do exactly what we did last year. So when you look at our team, we come from everywhere. We've got some big guys, we've got some small guys. We've got guys in their second tour as far as me as a manager. It's a very, very unique group, and similar to our country. But I want the people around the country to fall in love with the Astros as much as our city did, and that's because of the makeup of our team. What's that? I don't believe he was asked to. He's on the bus. We're going back to spring training, so they're just waiting for us.
Hey, Reed, this is not the first time Orion's been to the White House, right?
No, I've had the privilege of coming here before, and it's such an honor, like these guys said, to get to come to the People's House, represent our game, and see what makes our country great. You go in through this building, and there's paintings and artifacts and things from the entire history of our country. And I think all the guys on the team that went in didn't know what to expect, but they left with a greater appreciation of our country and our democracy.
Coach, how did Altuve feel when the president was addressing to him, congratulating him?
You'd have to ask Jose. I can't speak for how he felt, but I know he's one of the best examples of what we're about in Houston, and he does everything right. So I would imagine he would respond correctly.
Hey, do you think you made President Trump an Astros fan? Well, he was talking about you guys out there.
It's hard to break Yankee fans of bad habits, but we're going to try. So I imagine he's a fan of last year's team. We'll try to come back again and see if we can continue to inch him towards the Astros flavor.
Jeff, could you talk about how special it was for you to be on the world stage, if you will, and say we plan to be back?
It was a great experience. Great to get more recognition for the state of Texas, for the Astros, for everything that happened this year. I was surprised at how much time we got to spend with Mr. President and just walking around the White House. Tremendous experience. And President Trump said something about complacency for winners. It's been our theme all spring. It's almost as if we had talked about it, because we don't want to be complacent. And if there's one thing that this experience today gave me, is a desire to come back here as soon as possible and do it again. So with that, we've got to go. We've got to bust